Hello, gorgeous, lovely star seeds and light workers. It's Alexander Quinn, and this Arcturian message was unexpected. I was actually suffering from some ascension symptoms myself, so I was busy working through my own light body, doing some repair. When I was in there, imagine walking down a corridor and bumping into your simultaneous Arcturian lifetime and saying, "Oh, hello, wasn't expecting to see you today." And the Arcturian says to me, "I was expecting to see you exactly at this moment in time." And it never surprises me because they are total masters of synchronicity. So I have the message here. It is a shorter message, but again, it is absolutely packed with layers and layers and layers. It's not too hard to understand, but they, what should I say, Iawatan Shah, which is about 2,000 years in advancement in our future out of our linear time in Arcturus, really wanted to bring this forward. So I'm just going to get straight to it and read it down. Okay, here we go. As the energy dynamics of Earth undergo significant transformations, it becomes increasingly manifest to disseminate messages that align with these changes that your reality is mirroring back to you. To conceptualize this process, consider the analogy of ascending Mount Everest, involving various camps at different altitudes that climbers use to acclimatize their lung capacity and physiology. Currently, light workers on Earth are at different stages of this mountain. Some are at the base, and many occupy intermediate levels, and few have reached levels near the summit, changing the very frequency of the mountain itself. Similar to physical altitude, these frequency levels impact one's health and necessitate adjustments in one's relationship with their body and those around them. Although light workers may physically remain at sea level, the increasingly invisible vibrational altitude demands physiological and psychological adaptation. As climbers reach new camps higher up the mountain, they can tune into their different radio stations, each offering unique music and ethos, guiding them on how to live, eat, breathe, work, and adapt to the new altitude reality that is needed in that density of vibration. These stations symbolize the diverse teachings and perspectives necessary for thriving in higher realms of consciousness. The higher one ascends, the greater the demands on their conditioned beliefs and lifestyles are for review. Where these reviews are not consciously processed, the light worker experiences a slowing of progress, confining in light workers in higher camps until they can acclimatize to the changes and are ready to go up to the next camp. Ascension is a progressive progress that requires a continual release of old paradigms and an openness to the incoming perceptions that do not need to be understood upon first taste, but only observed before the multidimensional codes have had time to embed. From my understanding, having worked with these guys for a while, they're basically saying, get your mind out the way. You don't need to try and analyze it until it embeds. Those near the summit experience near constant communication with the higher realms and find less need for human resurgence. The solitude at these heights leads to a natural discernment due to the quieter, more attuned voices present. This contrasts with the lower camps, where there is more noise and chatter. Gaia is also undergoing significant changes. Her tectonic plates are adjusting, causing her mountains to rise higher into the stratosphere. Consequently, base camp locations from previous years are now at higher altitudes, and they mean this metaphysically. This continual elevation requires souls at all levels to keep progressing upward. The energetic shifts on Gaia may result in some souls departing due to their resistance to adapt, which contributes to the gradual depopulation of the planet at this stage. It is important to move beyond what some address as theories that light workers at base camp altitude attribute to malevolent forces creating these changes, and yet recognize the natural soul process at play. As humanity collectively ascends your Everest, it is important to please release preconceived notions and remain focused on reaching the next base camp or the next camp on the mountain each time. The summit represents a state where many previous illusions are dispelled, revealing a clearer understanding of your existence. Therefore, this is not a process of learning, but a journey of increased releasing, allowing you to achieve a state of knowing nothing whilst becoming all-knowing when looking within outside of the hearsay of the external world. Your reality guides you at every waking moment. Assess the path up the mountain and ask, does this trek ahead feel bad? Or does the alternative route, unseen, feel more exciting? Trust your heart to guide the way. Love both heals and protects the soul's path. Love this mountain, trust its embrace, and you will reach its summit without fear and become that which you came here for. Keep looking upwards. We thank you for your time in this current moment, Iawatan Shah. And so there we have another Arcturian message. Now, I'm channeling these guys for a living, and I have to go back and read these messages over and over and over and over again. And when I do it, it just more and more stuff comes out every single time. Some people will seemingly hear these messages and sort of glance over it and they'll think, great, you know, it doesn't really tell me what I need to be doing. But if you really unpack the depth of what Iawatan Shah is saying, it's loaded. And so we are now just coming over the peak of the Lion's Gate, and that Syrian energy, those Syrian codes will now be almost integrated. But there's going to be a bit of a cooling off period now for a couple of days. So don't be surprised if you feel a little bit detached, a little bit dizzy, a little bit out of it. I love you and leave you for time being, and I will see you soon. Kwa shabaka ngushinda wadia, kaderi shishongo shungwara, kaderi atadia.